Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support our performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
How does one car going wild in a mall help us tell the GR story?
You're right.
We need more cars.
The Falcon Azenis RT660 is the enthusiast choice for ultra-high performance, engineered for predictable handling and stability. The RT660 provides maximum traction both on and off the track. Your competitive edge has arrived with the Falcon Azenis RT660.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
When you have a lot of money tied up in your transmission and differential in your car, kind of like I do in this one, this is a must-have. Royal Purple Max Gear High Performance Gear Oil. Even under severe squeeze film conditions caused by sudden shock, extreme high loads, or low RPMs, Max Gear helps reduce bearing wear. I am pretty sure we put this to the test more than anybody else. Slippery, synthetic, and complete with Centerlick technology, Max Gear reduces wear and friction, which allows your gears to run smoother, quieter, cooler, and longer. Drift tested and ready for your gears. Royal Purple Max Gear.
Formula Drift is brought to you by Link ECU. Link Engine Management, official ECU of Formula Drift. K&N, the official performance filter of Formula Drift. And FCP Euro, an official sponsor of the Link ECU PROSPEC Championship. All top 32 competitors are ready to go at Worldwide Technology Raceway near St. Louis.
Welcome out to round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, Worldwide Technology Raceway. The sun is setting. Man, it looks like a scene from Star Wars, but no Star Wars, no lightsabers here. But we are about to see our Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship Top 32. That's what we're going to see. My name is Jared Dienda, and we are joining that of... And joining us here in the building, Ryan Lontaine And let's get tight here, Ryan, as we're going to elaborate on what goes down. We saw a great PROSPEC qualifying last night. That's what's shaped here today. But it's not a top 32. It's actually a top 29. That's right, a top 29. So the top 3 drivers will have bye runs. And then earlier today, we saw our Pro Championship qualifying. That will go into top 32 tomorrow. So we'll go from 32 today, stop, and then we'll continue with our PROSPEC Championship tomorrow, which is top 16.
This is a sort of a new layout, is it not, for competition?
It's this is for this year, yes.
Yes.
Yes, an extended weekend from Thursday as opposed to last year. We kind of condensed it into 2 days. It's a lot. I mean,
right.
it is a marathon as far as, for the drivers, for the mechanics, and obviously just for the overall fans. It's what they want to see, right? I mean, you're getting 2 top 32s. This is the third stop for the championship. Remember, we do continue on to Grantsville, Utah, which we talked about this earlier. I know you're really excited about it.
I am excited.
What kind of role does that play for both PROSPEC and Pro?
Well, for everybody, it's going to be a brand new track. Potentially 1 or 2 drivers have turned some laps there, but I don't think anybody's competed there. So there is no data that they have for these tracks. It's not like this track where we've been driving here for a few years now.
Yeah.
It's going to be brand new for everybody. So everybody's sort of on that even keel, even playing field right off the bat, which is going to be really interesting to see how drivers adapt.
Here's our standings right now. Robert Thorne, a Formula Drift PROSPEC rookie and just overall kind of a drift rookie. He's been kind of cutting his teeth behind the scenes, but comes out swinging. And I know that Tomo has been giving me a lot of feedback talking about Sun and this and that. And he's a driver. He's a wheelman. He's on his ASM team. Ben Hobson, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Andy Haley, Dimitri Brutsky, who is our, again, 2-time defending Formula Drift PROSPEC champion. As we flash back to New Jersey, Brutsky comes out on top. It was some great driving by that gentleman right there, and he took it all the way to the top. He knows the track in New Jersey. How he's doing here? Well, guess what? He's our #1 qualifier.
Yep. I think he has a real opportunity here to capitalize on Robert Thorne. I think Robert Thorne qualified a little bit lower this round. So if he can continue this, he could gain back the leading position there in the championship.
And surprisingly here, this CoroWorks vehicle, that is Ben Hobson. Ben Hobson, 2 incompletes. I talked to him during the autograph session. His radiator broke off. Basically, the grommet snaps off, radiator shoots over, tries to get it back together, and then you'll see it if you back it up and watch the replay of his second qualifying run. The wheel goes like this, and then just whammo, just goes over. So he's bummed, but guess what? At the same time, he's like, guess what? I'm winning Utah. That's kind of that's the confidence that he's got right now. So another contender right there. We saw Andy Haley, who was our winner at round 1, and he made it a perfect event. Remember, he qualified #1, took it to the top, and just a very emotional weekend for him. Brutsky, emotional as well. Team never settle. So remember the FCP Euro Cup. This is $1,000 per event, and then $10,000 overall. The FCP Euro Cup is up for grabs. And again, FCP, thank you for their support. And we have a few contingency deals going down for our PROSPEC Championship, including Throttle, THRODLE. Download the app where you can join multiple different chat rooms and car clubs and all that, and upload your own profile. So go to Throttle, THRODLE, and they're also putting up some money. And Royal Purple, the official engine oil of Formula Drift Pro and PROSPEC. So be sure to follow that. So thank you to Throttle, PROSPEC, and Throttle, Royal Purple, and FCP Euro and the FCP Euro Cup. All right, taking a look at this track, getting it striped, making sure it's up to snuff. Lantaine, we talk about the track setup here overall, a very unique course setup. We're blowing it, we're getting it dialed. Like I said, on record, I can't recall any all outside zones exclusively. No inside clips, all outside zones.
Yeah, this is a unique setup here, and it's something that we've been striving for years, really. The amount of conversations we've had, hoping to really capitalize on the benefits of an outside zone friendly track. And this is the perfect opportunity, and we've been talking to drivers who really like it. They think it's a great setup.
So here's a look at the Drift HQ, BMW, Link Engine Management, BMW, Dimitri Brutsky, our #1 qualifier. Let's lay out and listen. Team never settled. 2-time defending PROSPEC champion brings into that third outside zone. Let's see how he gets outside zone 4. Everybody's waiting until the last minute. Yes, he did, so he does exceed that. So that, we saw. So a good way to start, kind of showcase what's going on. He did have a mistake there, and keep in mind, Brutsky was our 4th driver. Robert Thorne being him leading the pack. He was our first driver. I thought, you know, they were fairly similar, you know, running lines, but I don't know if it's a gift or a curse going first. I think it's a little bit of maybe handprints, and it's difficult. I don't envy, you know, you guys as judges. You kind of set the bar, and, you know, even talking to Chris Yule as he is style judge, Ryan your angle judge, Brian is line judge.
Yep.
But now that kind of goes out the window. You can't win in qualifying. You can win a few points, either 3 for first, 2 for second, or 1 for third, and those could be the deciding factor as the championship culminates for the PROSPEC drivers. And as we're talking about all the points at hand, Dmitry Brutsky is 3 points richer, our most recent winner in New Jersey. We bring in another member of our broadcast team, Lorette Nickel. Lorette Nickel's in the building, and she is with our #1 qualifier. Lorette, down to you.
Jared, thank you very much. Your car is not here in the hot pits, and would you be able to explain why?
Just going through some inspections, that's all.
Okay.
Making sure it's up to par for tomorrow.
And why did that happen?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I don't think it's...
Okay, well,
We'll find out later. I don't know why.
All right, well, it's an inspection right now. Looking forward to this track. Do you feel like this is going to suit your style without any inside clips?
Yeah, I like it. I think the track flows really well. I still struggle with this track. It's not my favorite.
Okay.
And I didn't do very well. I mean, I did okay in the past 2 seasons, but I really want to be on the podium for the battles, for the final couple battles. So I hope this is it. This is the weekend. We qualified first, and we have a bye run today. We're just getting ready for tomorrow for battles.
Perfect. All right, Dmitry Brutsky looking for that perfect weekend, guys.
Thank you so much, Lorette. As Lorette getting some insight there, and they say under inspection, that is TBD on what is under inspection, but I think Dmitry Brutsky still got a smile on his face. Again, his motto, never settle. Picked up Drift HQ in the off season. So any idea of what you think it is?
No, I have no idea. Jared, nobody talks to us about these things because they keep us in the dark.
I think sometimes, you know, it's better kind of on a need-to-know basis. Sometimes.
Exactly.
This is our Torque Drift course preview with Dylan Hughes and walking through Zone 1, then into Zone 2, that rumble strip. Ryan, walk us through the rest of it. What are some key points?
Well, Zone 2 is really important. You need to carry momentum from 2 to 3. It's vital to keep that momentum flowing through both of those sectors. And right here, another spot where you don't want to over-rotate there and slow down until you've rotated the car, transition for outside Zone 4. And of course, you want to ride all the way around the outside line with your right rear tire through outside Zone 4 with a high level of angle and carry that angle over the finish line, hopefully. Here we are with our decel map, and these are areas on the track where a chase driver should expect that lead driver to potentially slow down. If the lead driver slows down outside of those 3 red areas there on the track, then if there's anything that occurs on track, that'll be held on the lead driver's responsibility. So at initiation, there can be potentially a small slowdown. Just as you're approaching outside Zone 2, you'd better slow down there because you're not going to make it around there without slowing down. And the same thing for outside Zone 4. There's a decel area there as well. So drivers need to get the car rotated in the direction of that corner before they actually slow the car down. We had a couple of drivers in qualifying that were slowing the car down before rotating, and that is not ideal. We don't want to see that. So that's where the decel map comes into play. If ever there's a collision or contact, of course, those 2 words sound the same, but they have different implications there. And we just want to make sure that the chase drivers are confident in knowing that they can be close to the lead car everywhere on the track, and they know where to predict a potential slowdown.
All right, how we doing out there? We can see our fans in the building at St. Louis. Here are GT Radial keys to success as GT Radial, the spec tire of PROSPEC.
Keys to success for the lead driver. You need to have a quick and accurate initiation. You need to leave outside Zone 1 where it ends and set up properly for outside Zone 2. If you leave too late, you hang out there, you're going to give the chase driver no opportunity to chase. If you leave too early, as a lead driver, you're going to kind of mess up your own line going over the rumble strip. So very difficult there to get it just right. In the chase, car needs to maintain proximity throughout and mimic the lead driver's line absolutely everywhere that lead driver goes. Mimic their angle, mimic their transition. So stay close, do what the lead driver does. If you do that in the chase, you're going to have a good opportunity to win the battle.
And taking a look at GT Radial keys to success, easy for me to say, but GT Radial is the spec tire, and this is PROSPEC. Keep in mind that all of them are running on GT Radials. Also, they're all running Link Engine Management. We see our judges, Chris Yule, obviously Ryan Lantain sitting next to me, and Brian Eggert. So as we are getting prepared here and getting the cars dialed, Lorette Nickel is with Alex Jager.
Okay,
Well, Alex is down here and he has a bye run. Last year he qualified second, so this track really suits his style. But you are a man wearing many hats with a lot of responsibilities, and you are about to go spot.
Yeah, actually. A few of my friends here unfortunately couldn't have their spotters, or we valued their spotters to be working on the car instead. So I'm going to go up and help my friend Matt Bystrack spot. And also I'm going to help Evan Bogovich. Unfortunately, his wife Lindsay's home sick. Hopefully she's getting better. I'm sure she's watching right now. So I'm going to go help your man out and try to make sure I could see him. I think it'd be top 4, I would see him. He's on my side of the bracket. Okay. So, I don't know. We're going to go have some fun. I'm going to learn a little rip from my girlfriend. She's my spotter, so she's going to be teaching me something right now.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Shayna is his spotter, so pretty cool that you get to ask her some questions and learn from her.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it. You know, it's going to be cool to see it from that perspective, too.
Perfect. Alex, thank you so much. Best of luck. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lorette. And like she said, a very busy man there, Alex Jaeger. And talking about Throttle, we talked about their contingency program. And let's talk about, this is his home track, D-Mads, Derek Madison and Throttle, THRODLE. Download the app, talk to your fellow car enthusiasts and fanatics. But Derek Madison with some tips here in St. Louis.
What's up, guys? I'm Formula Drift ProSpec driver Derek Madison, and I drive the Fuel Lab Fuel Systems S14. Are you looking to get into the Formula Drift Pro Series like me? Let me share some tips with you. My number one first thing is I would always say, keep the car simple. Build it good, build it right, and make it reliable. Just get a basic setup that you know works, and take it out and get seat time. The next thing is just slowly add on your upgrades. Because if you go from 0 to 100, you're gonna have a huge learning curve and you're not gonna know what to do. So add on an upgrade, get used to it. Add on an upgrade, get used to it. I didn't start with 700 horsepower, I started with 300, and then I went to 400, and then 500, and now we're all the way up here. And you know, we kind of moved up and progressed as well. The third and final thing that I can suggest is get a mentor. Get yourself on a team and help out. That way you can learn so much from them. You can learn your setup, you can learn how programs work, and you can really set yourself up for success. Thank you so much, guys. If you want to learn more about me and my car, find me on the Throttle app and give me a follow.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win, pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
How does one car going wild in a mall help us tell the GR story?
You're right.
We need more cars.
The Falcon Azenis RT660 is the enthusiast choice for ultra-high performance. Engineered for predictable handling and stability, the RT660 provides maximum traction both on and off the track. Your competitive edge has arrived with the Falcon Azenis RT660.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am, whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
When you have a lot of money tied up in your transmission and differential in your car, kind of like I do in this one, this is a must-have. Royal Purple Max Gear High Performance Gear Oil. Even under severe squeeze film conditions caused by sudden shock, extreme high loads, or low RPMs, Max Gear helps reduce bearing wear. I am pretty sure we put this to the test more than anybody else. Slippery, synthetic, and complete with Centerlick technology, Max Gear reduces wear and friction, which allows your gears to run smoother, quieter, cooler, and longer. Drift tested and ready for your gears. Royal Purple Max Gear.
All right, as we are getting ready and the track is prepped. Also, we're talking about the ProSpec, Ryan, and again, GT radials, they're within a certain weight. They can run different engines, different setups, but they're also running Link ECU. Now, why is that important? Because they're all running the same management. They all have on-site and remote technical support. Also, 85% of the competitors do have an engine swap. So what does that mean to you? Also, as a race fan, it means that they're compatible. So basically, that Link engine management works with so many different engine setups, chassis setups, and they develop specific firmware for Formula Drift to help even the playing field and make the Link ECU ProSpec series more about the driver than their budget. So the access to entry is all about that. So it's really great to see kind of the standardization, the spec championship overall. So Dimitri Brutsky will have a bye. Our top 3 drivers will have a bye run. So keep in mind, obviously, instead of us seeing a, obviously top 16, we'll see top 13. We'll see 13 battles instead of 16 battles. So we'll see top 32 already down to 29. Here is our first battle, Zach Farrar versus Rich Whiteman. Now keep in mind, qualifying 16th is Zach and qualifying 17th is Rich. So again, Farrar versus Whiteman. So fairly equally matched here. Zach Farrar barely edging out Rich and going to that first outside zone. There goes Zach in the first outside zone. Into the second, let's see how they handle it. Rich was definitely close, taking that tighter line. Zach barely gets out to that outside zone too. Now coming in third. Now this is what Dylan Hughes was talking about earlier in qualifying, and he talked about that flow from 2 and then basically outside zone 3 is happy to just be in the middle. You want to bring that the momentum all the way into 4. Rich kind of tried to make an attack on 2, ended up biting him. Zach didn't obviously get all the way out, but still got a little bit more out.
It's going to come down to positioning in the chase position, where you're putting your car in preparation or in anticipation of what the lead car is going to do. And looking here, Farrar in the lead is doing a good job in outside zone 1, but you can see Whiteman's left rear tire was not in the box at all. Same thing for outside zone number 2. Rich does a better job in outside zone 3 of mimicking what the lead car is doing. His back tire's in the box. Rich's back tire's in the box there, but he's not mimicking the exact line that Zach's putting down in the lead position. So let's look at the drone here. This is going to tell us exactly what happened. So you can see Rich is way off of outside zone 1, really not in the right position. Right there, he transitions at the same time as Zach, but does not get on the same line. He's a little bit tighter there, although Zach did not fill outside zone 2 either. So they're both making their own independent mistakes here. And you can see there, Zach, great job in the lead position in outside zone 4 through that last zone. But Rich was not really in that box either.
No, I don't think he was fully committed into getting to that chase position, dropping back. And we don't talk about, he's exceeding that nose, needs to tuck back, mimic that angle, get into that, what we call the pocket, and did not do exactly that. I don't think Zach steered him wrong either. So Rich really needs to step it up in lead position. Zach needs to shine here. How much, head-to-head battles has he seen? Is he going to be able to contend with that JZX 100 of Rich Whiteman? So there, look at that. So you're seeing now Rich goes deep in that lead position as he gets the clean air. Now goes really deep is Rich Whiteman. Zach does get into that third outside zone, but might come up a bit short in that final outside zone. And this is where it gets interesting because, it's lead versus lead, chase versus chase. And I think Rich had some good moments out front there. Let's back it up and look at it again and see really who came out on top.
Lead to lead, chase to chase, they almost made the same mistakes in the same areas, just to varying degrees. You can see there that Rich is kind of just as deep as Zach was on his lead. Zach was kind of just outside the box in his chase. Right there you can see Rich kind of on the same line that Zach was on his lead. And then right here, this is where Rich maybe did a little bit better in the lead position, where he was deeper in outside zone 3. And then about the same in zone 4 as well. So you're sort of seeing the same mistakes from both drivers in either position, and they're kind of trading off. And the truth serum here, the overhead drone is giving us exactly the perfect view of what's going on. There's nothing you can hide from this drone. So there are areas where one driver maybe did a little bit better, and maybe one did a little bit worse in either position, but they really just traded off mistakes here. I think the only thing that maybe put Zach behind a little bit is watch right here as he transitions from zone 1 to zone 2. Look at his transition right here. And he's very low angle as that view there didn't show it very well, but he did have an area there where he almost straightened going to outside zone number 2.
Yeah, it's is there an advantage kind of going in the chase position later? Is there advantage going I mean, you just don't leave it in the judge's hands. Mistakes, and I just got to put it out there. I don't like to see one more times unless it's kind of a really splitting hairs. If it's mistakes versus mistakes, I feel like who made slightly less mistakes, let's move on. But I don't think that's the case here. I think there is a standout winner here, and there we go. Let's make it unanimous. Rich Whiteman gets the win. A great effort by Zach Farrar out front, but unfortunately, the Shinchoku S13 gets knocked out. Great looking car, nice gentleman, but unfortunately just not enough. Rich Whiteman puts it down, but he's going to need to tighten it up because guess what? Next stop on his train is our two-time and defending champion, Dmitry Brutsky. That's going down tomorrow. Remember, top 16 tomorrow for ProSpec and top 32 for Pro.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can get through 32 with some errors like that, but as you progress further into competition, it's just going to get harder and harder. So he needs to clean it up. He barely won that one. He went a little bit deeper in 2. He went deeper in 3, and about the same in zone 4. But just a couple of little things put him just slightly ahead of Zach. So, like you said, he's going to have to clean it up for tomorrow.
Yeah, Zach, I think, made a little bit more mistakes, especially in the chase position. Didn't fill his outside zones. All right, Nathaniel Chen, a.k.a. Nate Chen, Kelsey Rawlings. Here we go, doing battle. And I saw Nate Chen after Pro qualifying. He spots for Kazuya Taguchi, qualified number 1. So hopefully he learned some things here. And Nate Chen pulling away from Kelsey Rawlings. Kelsey with that late transition into outside zone 2, but Nate Chen does not get out there. Let's go and fill that outside zone 3. Kelsey Rawlings bathing in the smoke. Now bringing it to outside zone 4. Nate Chen, big angle there, does dip that back right tire. Ooh, slamming on that transition past that finish line and up on the bank. Let's take a look at that again. We'll back it up, kind of doing driver intros and talking about Kazuya Taguchi and his spotting of it. Nate Chen out front, Kelsey Rawlings in that chase position.
Yeah, we're seeing, and we kind of anticipated this, outside zone 2 is going to be a very challenging part of the track. So look at in the lead position there, Nate did a good job in outside zone 1. He started off in outside zone 2 and then left it. That gave Kelsey the opportunity to kind of get door to door with him, but then he pulls away from her through outside zone 3, which he did fill pretty well, and he does a better job through outside zone 4. You can see Kelsey's on the inside quite a bit there, and I think that the driver that's going to be filling outside zone number 2 really well is going to have this great advantage in any battle at the moment that we're seeing, because we're not, it's only the second battle, but we haven't seen anybody really get into outside zone 2 properly yet.
And also keep in mind, we saw this last night. The conditions change as it goes deeper into the night because of the weather and the track and the surface and what they're familiar with. So hopefully they made notes last night of making the cars looser, getting them to get further into those outside zones versus gripping up. Now, lights extinguished, that's when they're allowed to leave, at least the lead car. The lead car can't leave that start line until they are all extinguished. Wow, Nate Chen quickly get into what we call the pocket, and then getting into formation, into that second outside zone. Kelsey Rawlings digs a little bit deeper, does fail to get into that second outside zone. Both of them dropping into the third, just knocking over that BC Racing clip. Now into the final outside zone. Big angle for Kelsey Rawlings. Nate Chen comes up a bit short, but I think he's kind of tempering it right there, unfortunately, with Kelsey not exactly going as deep as possible.
Yeah. And you can see that Nate in the chase position really put on the pressure immediately. As soon as he entered, as soon as he initiated and entered outside zone 1, he was on the same line and he was closer than Kelsey was in her chase run. And you can see he was being aggressive, putting on some pressure, and that's what we want to see. See how deep he was there. He was actually slightly deeper at the beginning of that zone than Kelsey was. And then right here on the transition, he has a little bobble right there, but he's fighting hard to stay in proximity, and he's working. He's listening to what we said in the briefing last night, which was get close, put on the pressure, and stay close. And that's what he's doing here all the way through the run. You can see that he really put on the pressure that we like to see and put his car in the right places. Kelsey, on the other hand, is not filling the zones properly. She did one, the early part of one, and then started to come off of it a little bit, and then missed outside zone 2, unfortunately. And that's when Nate was able to get close and really stayed in the pocket, as you can see there. Positioning is pretty good. She did an okay job in outside zone number 3, and then transitioning to 4 here, she was not able to get her right rear tire into that zone box at all.
And that's what I was talking about earlier, right as we were going into this battle, this head-to-head. Nate Chen spotting for Kazuya Taguchi in his ear, and notably Kazuya Taguchi got #1 qualifying spot. He's never gotten that before, so hopefully Nate Chen took his own kind of advice in his ear, saw the setup, saw what Kazuya Taguchi took him to the top, but that's kind of out the window as far as qualifying, but still head-to-head, track awareness, track setup. Here we go, slide him left for Chen, right for Rawlings, and we got 1, 2, and 3. Chen gets the victory. Unfortunately, Kelsey Rawlings, the drift chick, has to park it for the weekend. So there we go. You can see her, again, the Ford Power Plant S chassis, Nate Chen. Pulling off here in just a moment, and okay, waiting for our next drivers to pull to the start line and pulling across. Nice job there. Good efficiency like that, Pat. Well done. Blake Olson, Austin Mata, and Blake Olson and Austin Mata. And Blake Olson, Austin Mata on the start. Let's see these lights, seeing the heads up, thumbs up. And Matt Sopa, our official starter, and lights off, ready to go. So the chase car can leave the line earlier than the lead car just to pace themselves, but Blake Olson, that TNVC BMW from Las Vegas, you gotta love Austin Mata. This guy goes for it. Oh, you saw that transition. He straightened it out just a little bit, but he does take a compromise there to gain that proximity. So good job by Austin. Blake Olson whips it back around. The GT radials go around and cross the finish line. Great lead run there by Blake Olson. Looks sensational from all the different angles, but now is when we really scrutinize it. So it's tough to get kind of at first glance what happened there, but I definitely want to see what happens there. Austin, where are you going, buddy?
All right, so looking at initiation. Great initiation for Blake up front. You can see he's in the zone, and right there in the chase is Mata. Right here, yeah, I think he got up on the rumble strip maybe. I'd like to see that a little bit from a different view to get a good idea of what really happened there. But we do have some proximity here. We do have some mimic until outside zone 4. You can see Blake is in the zone, but Mata doesn't get out there. So let's check this out again from a different view as they get the cars initiated. Blake Olson, decent line through there. Could have been slightly wider, but Mata's right there with them. As they transition right there, he gets up on the rumble strip, straightens slightly, and that's something that we talked about in the briefing. Stay off that rumble strip. It's legal to go on it, but it could mess up your line, and that's going to hurt Mata a little bit in his chase position roll. And then right there, you can see that he wasn't able to get an outside zone 4 at all, whereas Blake was in it. Not all the way in, but I would say maybe like 60, 70% in the zone. So pretty good job from Blake in the lead position. Now Blake needs to put on pressure in the chase and mimic what Mata's doing.
Mata really needs to show up here and drive the way he drives. It's basically like, it don't matter what happens, but he wants it to get the win. So Blake Olson, I have a feeling he knows how aggressive Austin is, and he's going to really try to apply the pressure. And here comes Austin. Now we saw him go hard into the wall yesterday. Not the case right now. Big angle from him. Looks like he kind of rips up as he shoots out and into that outside zone 3 and into 4. Oh, Mata overshoots it as Blake. That kind of allowed him to catch up. Yeah. So with Austin shooting outside, that takes some speed away from him because he's got kind of sliding backwards, which allowed Blake to go and put the car in the right spot. That might have been a little exposing of Austin's line.
Yeah, so as we look at the initiation here, Mata did an okay job. It wasn't the snappiest initiation, but he did fill outside zone 1. Blake was there, sort of in the zone with him. Mata, I think, did the best job so far of outside zone 2, getting his tire in that box. Olsen was there just slightly inside, and then Mata's midline through outside zone 3. And right there, you can see Mata go off of outside zone 4. And like you said, because he had the lift and you know, trying to slow his car down to stop from going too far off the track, it gave Blake the opportunity to get in there and stay on the right line and not actually go off the track, but go on the proper line through that area. So you can see Blake's there pretty much in the pocket. Good spot to be right there. He's mimicking the line more or less in and around. I think he missed the beginning of outside zone 4, but like you said, really took advantage of Mata's error there in outside zone 4.
Austin, known as a very aggressive driver, and you know, just a very kind of aggressive line overall. Let's see where we land. Slide him left to Olsen, slide him right for Austin, and Blake Olsen gets the win. Olsen moves on. Hot Bay Olsen gets the win from Las Vegas. And as Blake moves on, we'll move it down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette, what's up?
Hey, well, I'm standing with Rudy Hansen, and he's had quite an eventful week. He bought basically a junkyard engine and installed it into his car right before competition. Does that make you nervous?
Definitely it does. We were at the Drift Mansion on Tuesday, blew the motor in, the original motor we had in it, put a junkyard motor in it that night. Dyno tuned it on Friday morning at 5 in the morning and spun a bearing. And so we put bearings in it in the parking lot just about, well, 24 hours ago in a couple of hours right before qualifying. We had 9 minutes left, made it to qualifying, got through, and we're here, top 32.
So how many laps have you had?
We've had 4 laps this weekend.
Okay. All right. Well, Rudy, thank you for sending it, for being here. Best of luck this weekend, guys.
Thank you so much, and good luck to you, Rudy. 4 runs. You're going to be going against Alex Licklider in just a little bit, but right now, Robert Thorne, our current points leader, who is just definitely on fire. He says he feels like he got it figured out. His teammate Tom O'Gorman has been giving me a ton of insight, which is really just really fun to see a road racing kind of mentality applied to drifting. So Robert Thorne going against Casey Cole. Casey Cole, he's not going to let this points leader get away. He knows what kind of driving he's got, but oh, he goes way on the inside. He hits him, and that will definitely be Casey Cole's fault. You could see Robert Thorne going for that proper line. Casey taking an inside line, the back end swinging around. He just couldn't back off. What went wrong? Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, I want to see what happened with the lead car before the contact happened, and this is going to give us exactly what we need to see. You can see Robert in the lead position there doing an okay job in outside zone. See, there was a little bit of left foot braking there. I want to make sure that there wasn't a decel from the lead car, which that's not a place where you should be decelling at all. And we want to just catch exactly there. You can see the decel map. So
the red area.
Yeah, the red area is before the outside zone starts and just barely into the beginning of it. And I wanted to make sure that that decel didn't occur in the zone itself from the lead car.
Let's take a listen. Little decel.
Yeah, that was a significant
That was a stout hit.
All right, so let's have a look here again at the FPV drone. Yeah, he was way ahead of him inside and definitely not positioned in the right place at all in the chase. His front, the nose of the chase car was well ahead of the nose of the lead car.
Yeah.
Less angle on a tighter line, so that's definitely not where that chase car should be.
Yeah, so now at this time, Ryan, you're talking about on the front end of the show, talking about contact or collision. Contact, kind of you hit it, you kind of advance on. Collision is something different, and that's where you need to deem fault and make sure who is at fault, because there are repercussions of either getting hands on the car, and if you're going to use your NGK competition timeout. What are your first thoughts as far as taking a look at that?
Yeah, what it looks like is that the chase car was really not in the right position at all. The chase car was far inside. First of all, yeah, Casey Cole, and he was also ahead of the lead car by a significant amount. Now, if you're that far inside, you're clearly going to be on a tighter line, a faster line, I should say, as you're coming around that corner, and you're not going to be giving the lead car the opportunity to lay down their lead lap, and you can come into collision situation just like that.
So Casey Cole taking that tighter line, gets and goes and hits Robert Thorne. Robert Thorne out front as we take a look at what the contact was. And you know, no offense, I mean, I assume you're reviewing it right now, Ryan, but let's look at it again.
Yeah, see, the issue is, see some brake lights.
I mean,
yeah.
I just think Casey Cole was on the wrong line.
Absolutely,
I mean, you know, he might have slowed a little bit, but taking that shallower line, that's what's the fastest line to point A and point B. Well, taking that line, that's going to be shorter, so he's going to carry a lot of speed in there. So right now, so it looks like, is that Casey Cole just pulled right back to the line? Oh, that's okay. Got it. That is TLO, and then that's Amanda Sorensen pulling a line. So it looks like both drivers have pulled over and gone into the pits. We have not officially heard who is at fault, because basically if somebody's at fault, the other driver does not get deemed and having to utilize an NGK competition timeout. All right, some young guns here. TLO, Tommy Lemaire, going against Amanda Sorensen. To one of the two females in competition. Amanda Sorensen, definitely a threat. TLO, he is a real contender. As TLO, currently 7th in points. And Amanda Sorensen, currently 20th in points. Here we go. TLO out front, another M-Spec vehicle. TLO swings into that first outside zone. Amanda Sorensen does find her way into there a little bit later than TLO, and taking that shallower line and straightening up. Oh, looks like she's having some issues. Fighting that car. Looks like it's kind of snapping back, snapping straight.
Yep.
And Tommy Lemaire keeps on continuing on as he needs to, but unfortunately for Amanda, that's going to be a deficit, because Tommy put the car in the right places, and Amanda taking that shallower line, shutting her down. That's going to be essentially an incomplete if that was a qualifying run.
Yes, and you could see it was approaching the transition, or just after the transition, sorry, approaching outside zone number 2.
Downey Lurette, real quick, what's up?
Yes, Casey Cole is down here, and we just started the clock and the competition timeout. Casey, why did you call the 5?
So going into 2, I transitioned. I knew I was on an inside line. So I had to hold the clutch in and basically get the car loaded up, ready to kind of close in on him. And my foot just literally slipped off the side of the clutch. And it just sidestepped the clutch, and it popped out, and I launched at him, and it broke some stuff in the back of the car, but that's pretty much it. So.
Okay. What do you think the damage is?
So it looks like a lower control arm is busted up. So luckily that's not horrible to replace. The only downside is we didn't have it out here. So they're going to get it off. The boys are grabbing one right this second. Okay. So hopefully they're going to be as quick as they can. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, but luckily it's only like 4 bolts to actually take the control arm out, and because it bent that up, hopefully nothing else is too trash. So, and if that's good, then good enough, and we'll do what we can. So.
Casey, thank you so much for your time. The clock is running. We're at 3:51, guys.
Thank you so much, Lorette. Here we go. So here we go as Amanda Sorensen is now leading, and TLO is in that chase position. Amanda Sorensen now finds herself just shy of that second outside zone, going into the 3rd. And Tommy Lemaire with a bit of advantage, but a good job there by Amanda Sorensen. And now pulling all the way through. And Amanda Sorensen comes on through. And TLO, let's take a look at it again.
So in the lead position here, Amanda Sorensen needs to put down a killer lead run and hope that Tommy makes a mistake. You can see she's just slightly off of outside zone 1. She does get into the beginning of outside zone 2, stalls up just ever so slightly there, but gets back on throttle right away. In the chase position, TLO is right there with her, just a little bit behind right now. Transitions here into outside zone number 4, and kind of closes the gap ever so slightly at the finish line there. So when it comes to lead comparisons, I think Tommy did win that, and clearly chase to chase. You know, Amanda did have the incomplete in her chase run where she straightened up completely at the outside zone 2 area. So it's going to be, I think, a pretty easy call for the judges on this one.
Taking a look at a fun, dynamic chase run here. Talking about the FPV drone chasing down. This is a replay of that second battle. Amanda looking a lot more comfortable with the clean air, but I think just with those major mistakes on that first run, that's going to be all she wrote. So unfortunately, Amanda Sorensen goes out early in 32. Tommy Lemaire moves on. TLO with the win. We will revisit. So officially, Ryan, did you ever dictate who was at fault, Casey Cole or Robert Thorne?
Yes, Casey Cole was at fault for that, and he even alluded to it when
he just knew
when she was interviewing him there. And he mentioned that his foot slipped off the clutch. Unfortunately, he was getting himself loaded up. He knew he was on the inside. He knew he was in the wrong spot. They only have a minute and 40 seconds left here.
Yeah.
The wheel's not even close to being put back on yet. Hopefully they can get that. Was it lower control arm, I think he said was the problem?
Yeah.
And they'll get that fixed up and get him out there, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a minute 30, and time is definitely ticking away. So the NGK competition timeout being utilized. And Corey Talaska and Ricky Hoffman are up next. NGK, spark plugs do timeout. They do. So replace them not only prevents fouling and provides the best engine performance and ensures less repair time. So save your money and unnecessary repairs. Use the NGK spark plugs, the ignition specialist. Moving up to Corey Talaska and pretty Ricky Hoffman. Talaska, who qualified 5th, and Ricky Hoffman qualifying 28th. Let's see Talaska out front. That BMW E36. Big swing. Whoa, buddy. Ricky avoids contact. That was just a nasty flick, dude.
That was a big
pick,
initiation.
roll, and flick. Wow.
That was a full 360 initiation right there.
Okay. Oh, man, look at this. Let's go back to the pits. Casey Cole. I don't think it's going to happen, man. Oh, bummer for Casey Cole. Yeah, that's going to be all she wrote, man. What a bummer. He knows he was at a deficit.
So I think the issue was they didn't have the part in their hot pit. The part was back at their trailer in the paddock, and they had to run to get it. It looks like he has it in his hand there.
Oh, that's Dookie.
2 seconds, guys.
That's Daniel Stuckey. And I'm sorry, doggy. There you go. Fist bump for Casey Cole. Good effort there. TLO giving him hugs. These are all
big hug.
M-Spec homies right here.
Thank you for the effort, Josh.
But definitely a bummer.
I appreciate it.
So we have a lot of dirt on track.
All right, Lorette, down to you, Lorette.
I'm so sorry. A huge effort put forth by your team, but maybe the problem was that the part just wasn't here at the hot pit.
It's a hard part to get out. It's something that normally you're going to take a couple other pieces to get off first to get it out. So the fact that they got it out, you know, we got the part. It actually was adjusted correctly in the box. We try to be a little preemptive with that kind of stuff. Just getting it back in, it takes a little more time sometimes. So it is what it is. That's racing.
Yeah,
so.
Thank you so much. Sorry your night ended this way, Casey. I appreciate your time. Jared.
Thank you so much, Lorette. Yeah, a great attitude there by all the M-Spec dudes. You could see Stuckey, who's in top 10 right now. That's just so great. I love the variety of, you know, between Travis Reeder most recently, Dylan Hughes, and here comes the Chariot of Wind, the Last Airbender. That's who that is right there. That is the Last Airbender, and the Air Mountie. Can we call him the Air Mountie?
That red jacket is sharp. Let's look at the replay here of this initiation, Jared.
Oh boy. Yeah, this is again Talaska and Hoffman. Talaska was just, I mean, he was going for a full 360 entry.
Yeah, and magically they did not touch. I don't think in that whole melee right there.
Watch Ricky like, oh, I'm out.
You think there's a D bead in there anywhere, or are we safe from that?
I think he just went for gave it the beans.
No, I don't mean like the initiation itself a cause for, but do you think maybe, it looks like not. They're both at the start line.
Yeah, they're both at the start line.
That could have easily beated the tire going off like that. But
dude, my man doing the moonwalk right now. Look at this. Look at this guy. This guy? Man, that guy's stealing a girl right there.
He is very talented.
And Hoffman, Talaska and Hoffman on the start line for the second portion of this run. I'm gonna get one of those for my crib, dude.
He's very precise.
Yeah.
Very thorough.
He is thorough. He's doing a fantastic job. Yep. It's like a massive Roomba. Yeah, one of those. That's how they create the big swells at Jaws. It's the Waco Surf Camp, right?
Stop it, you guys.
Ryan's hearing voices in his head over here.
Making fun of Canada.
They're not making fun of Canada. He just looks like a Canadian
looks like
Mountie.
a Mountie, yeah.
Looks like a Mountie. He's just missing the big cap. Ricky Hoffman now leading. Corey Talaska giving chase. No contact, so nobody's at fault here in order to call a comp timeout, but Corey Talaska looks like there was no contact made at all, which is amazing. Like you said, Ricky avoids him. So Talaska just absolutely going for it, and unfortunately spun out right at jump. So Ricky Hoffman into that first outside zone. Talaska knows he needs to apply the pressure. He's going to try to force Ricky Hoffman into a mistake. Oh, contact being made, but look at Ricky Hoffman continues on. Fails to get to that second outside zone. So Talaska does a good job chasing him down. But Talaska, if Ricky continues on this pace, he doesn't have a spin. Not the prettiest run, but he got it done, as opposed to Talaska spinning out on that first outside zone.
Yeah, that was a risky run from Hoffman. The way he transitioned going to outside zone 2 was not ideal. You could see that he slowed down pretty significantly there and kind of choked up on his transition. He may have slowed down before transitioning, actually, but in the chase position there, you could see Talaska adjusting nicely and staying with him. Hoffman did miss outside zone number 2, as you said. Not ideal in the lead. I'd like to see a lot cleaner than that. And in this case, just this very situation, I think Hoffman's lucky that there was an incomplete on the other run, because his run was not the prettiest in the lead position there. But see if we get a replay.
All right, so. So we will go back to Robert Thorne. He does have a bye run, but slide him left for Talaska, right for Hoffman, and you know the outcome. Unfortunately for Corey Talaska, it was over before it barely began. So Talaska gets knocked out. Ricky Hoffman gets the victory. He's got Elton on his hat. That's the mascot of CoroWorks in Georgia. Shout out to the gang at CoroWorks. ASM. So this is Robert Thorne. He will be taking his bye run after that contact with Casey Cole. And Casey Cole, unfortunately, unable to fix his car. So Thorne will get the advancement and will get the win and move on to 16.
He will compete against Tommy Lemaire tomorrow, so that's going to be an interesting battle, I think.
Yeah, why is that?
Why is that? Because they're both aggressive drivers that are pretty skilled in their craft, you know, and I think it should be a good battle.
When you use the word interesting, it's like I thought like, oh, these guys, you know,
they hate each other.
Yeah, like this is a deep-rooted hatred for each other. We got Canada versus America.
It's just both skilled drivers. I'd like to see them going up against each other. I think it's going to be a good one to watch.
It's going to be one for the ages. Potentially. A legend. Robert Thorne with his bye run. Pulls across the finish line. That's a win for Thorne. Every rose has a owner. It's another. I always think of what's that? Good girl. What's that? What Thorne is that? What Thorne musician? He got sued by. I'm trying to think of the musician.
He was that famous guy's son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he passed away.
What was his name?
Not the singer, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's Thorne. Last name Thorne.
Can't think of it.
Derek Madison, Human Rahimi, D-Mads. This is your track. STL. Human Rahimi coming to us from Nashville, Tennessee.
I bet somebody's saying it in the chat right now.
Oh, for sure.
Have a look.
Robin Thicke.
Robin Thicke. Yeah, you're way off on the name.
Yeah. Yep. It was Thicke, not Thorne. that's you know enough. You're getting older when you're just like in the vicinity, but just not. I like that. I like that singer, that Lady Goo Goo. She's great.
Oh boy.
This is when
there
you know.
Thicke.
Yeah.
Thicke.
Yeah. Yep.
We're getting a lot of love for Eric Metzi in the chat. He is up in about 4 battles. Eric Metzi from Brazil. The Brazilians are very vocal in the chat.
Oh, yeah?
They are very excited about their drivers. They're passionate. They post their names and the Brazilian flag.
Ooh, okay.
All the
I like
time.
it. I like it.
You have to really admire their love for country and for the representatives that are up here competing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Metzi's coming up in his end, but right now it is Derek Madsen and Houman Rahimi. D-Mads got those tips earlier on, presented by Throttle. Right now the Fuel Lab S chassis coming to that second outside zone. Bring it. D-Mads just barely taps into that second outside zone. Houman Rahimi shakes it, shimmies. He does jiggle. It moves and finds itself straightening out into that final outside zone. D-Mads and Houman Rahimi. Definitely would love to see that overhead. Houman was shucking and jiving in that chase position. D-Mads didn't exactly get out to that second outside zone. Kind of tighten it up. Let's take a look at it again.
Houman here needs to be in proximity early on, and you can see he's falling behind immediately. He's completely missing outside zone 1, taking a much tighter line to gain proximity. And then right here you can see that Madsen in the lead is doing an okay job of getting his car in the right place. Outside zone 3 was great. You can see right there, Houman has a big correction in the chase position. Madsen here in the lead does a good job in outside zone 4, whereas Houman misses it entirely. So we're going to get our eye in the sky here, the big drone, to get us really up to speed on what happened. So you can see just how far inside Houman is there in the lead position, in the chase position. And then right here, watch Houman's car in outside zone number 3. You want to see here, he drops the tire early, and it straightens him up pretty significantly, and he has to not reinitiate, but the car snaps back to angle and then completely misses outside zone 4 as well. So Houman's really opening some opportunity, let's say, for Madsen in his chase run. Madsen doesn't have a lot to accomplish, let's say, in the chase now to beat what Houman put together. As long as Houman puts together an okay lead, Madsen just has to stay close and be really on him, mimicking what he's doing, and he can win that chase-to-chase comparison pretty easily.
Again, Derek Madsen, he didn't have a great last year, if I can recall, and just a lot of eyeballs on him. This being his home track, STL. I mean, I've been out here to just kind of fun bash events here, just in the parking lot, and they're really fun. But Derek Madsen wants to win in his own town, and Houman Rahimi does have good angle right now. So Derek Madsen, I wouldn't consider this an inactive chase, but he definitely needs to step it up. Don't make any mistakes, as you said. And look, he's not filling that third outside zone. Madsen needs to tuck in. He does it there towards the end. Is that enough? I think so. He didn't have big corrections. He didn't exactly fill the second outside zone. Don't think it's inactive. I think that's enough. But again, 32-16. You're not going to win in 32. Not even win in 16. You're going to need to step it up.
What we really need to look at here is Houman's initiation. I'm not sure that he got the car to angle. He just rolled it to angle. It wasn't really an initiation. He just kind of rolled it in there. And Houman really overshot where he should be going in outside zone 2. So it looked like Houman was trying to go fast, and that's what he did through the first corner. And I can't really blame Madsen for not being in proximity there because of that early on. Houman did not fulfill the lead driver goals in that area, and you can see that he missed the zone. He was really trying to go fast. He overshot quite a bit. He transitioned almost at the beginning of outside zone 2, but further inside of the track. So Madsen was doing his best to try to keep up at that point, and then he was just basically playing catch up.
Cars across the finish. We will be seeing our next pair. Now, keep in mind, our top 3 drivers do have buy runs. We will not be seeing them complete their buy runs. We don't have them do those in top 32. They will need to do them in 16, but in 32 to expedite going through all the battles, we just advance on. So Brutsky, who qualified first, Rye O'Connor, the bread man, who qualified second, will have a buy run, and Alex Jager, who's actually spotting, who qualified third. He's spotting for a few drivers. He's talking about, I believe it was Talaska and Evan Bogovich. He's spotting for those 2 drivers. Waiting for the outcome here between Houman Rahimi and Derek Madsen. Slide him left for D-Mads or right for Houman, and D-Mads gets the win. We're officially more than halfway through our top 32. Talked about 16 battles overall, but we'll see 13 battles here in the top 32. When we come back, we'll continue on. Again, there we could see The yellow box drivers, those are advancing on. The right, we are halfway done. You can see Ryan O'Connor, Alex Jager. They will get bye runs, but you can see the other battles remaining here in top 32. This is the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship, round 3 of 4. When we come back, more to come at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
NGK makes ignition coils. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making better coils. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance. And because we race to win, we improve the design, testing, and validation of our coils for better performance. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together.
Rockstar energy drink. There's Matt Wall, the twin turbo PWC. Tanner fast going through the paces. Solid line here. Great angle. Woo, good initiation from Dye. Did you see that fake flip entry? Just gangster right there.
Job right there by Oslo, but look at Odie Bocky's diving right in on the attacking positioning now.
Ryan Turf really needs to show up. He went off course. Tightens it up to the front clip, as does Freddie. The Norwegian hammer gets sweated by Denofa.
And he just keeps on going past.
Frederick Oslo fills all that outside zone. Michael, that's a right there. Looking in, roll tide. Here we go. Final outside zone line. Pretty straightforward. Outside zone. Frederick Oslo right there. And now bring around that final clip. Approaching, pulls the tire up.
So qualifying playing a role here in Long.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
In my 1,000 horsepower competition drift car, I use Royal Purple XPR 5W50. XPR is specifically formulated to increase horsepower and torque in high performance and racing engines. And its revolutionary Cinerlic additive technology and zinc phosphorus fortified formulation provides the highest level of protection against heat and wear. The new 550 is all killer, no filler. It has better high temperature performance than any other 2050 engine oil. The result is a performance oil that protects like no other, utilizing superior base oils and additives. It's what sets Royal Purple apart from the rest, and what is also transferred down to their HPS high-performance street oil, which is what I run in my daily drifter. So from here to here, all you get is extreme performance from the synthetic experts. Royal Purple.
At O'Reilly Auto Parts, we know how important it is for your car to look sharp and run well. And we're here to make that as simple as possible. Get all the parts, accessories, and tools you'll need for your next project delivered right to your doorstep. Just place your order online and leave the rest to us. You'll have everything you need at your door with free shipping the very next day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Formula Drift is brought to you by Link ECU, Link Engine Management, official ECU of Formula Drift. K&N, the official performance filter of Formula Drift. And FCP Euro, an official sponsor of the Link ECU ProSpec Championship.
There is the bracket, top 32, round 3 of 4, and Ryan O'Connor has a bye run. He advances on. Breadman at his handle, and he is just setting it to forget it because the bread is rising into tomorrow. Rudy Hansen, Alex Licklider, that is our next battle. Rudy Hansen was talking about getting that engine, putting in the bearings, getting it all dialed, only 4 runs deep. And Alex Licklider, who qualified 18th, had a phenomenal run yesterday. Really good battle. Those are a lot of the spotters up on top of the roof. See Greg Bussell up there talking smack, always just running his mouth. Rudy Hansen, Alex Licklider, from Skysville, Maryland, Pocatello, Idaho, a nonstop tuning, Toyota 86, and Rudy Hansen in the S chassis. So Rudy will lead, qualified 15th, and Alex, this should be a fairly equal match here. Ryan Lontaine.
Yes,
what do
Jared
you expect?
I never know what to expect at the beginning, Jared.
Top 32. It's really like anybody's game.
It is. You're right. I'm just here to analyze what occurs.
All right. Well, this is what's about to unfold. Rudy Hansen through the start chicane. Clean start. Licklider going to chase him down. Tight fast purple lights are glowing. Rudy Hansen underneath the chassis. Now, oh man, oh boy. Oh, we got fire. What was that? Holy cow. Came out and just Hadouken. He Hadoukened his back bumper, dude. You see that?
That was interesting. Big
thumbs up. Boys. We're good. It seemed like it came from the back of Rudy's car.
Yeah, it did.
Too close for missiles, switching to guns.
I am excited to see the overhead.
Oh boy. Oh boy. And we were running so smoothly. Fuck you.
All right, let's have a look at our replay here, Jared. See what occurred. This is going to tell us everything, Jared. Watch. Everything.
Everything.
Comes to light. So Rudy gets himself initiated, gets inside outside zone 1. You can see Licklider not there, but did you see? I think what occurred is that Rudy Hansen had an engine issue. Maybe that engine that they just put in. It looked like his momentum died completely at the transition area, and Licklider in the chase kind of had nowhere to go. So watch the smoke line here.
Here comes the boom.
Yeah. So it looked like he just shut down ahead of Licklider.
Pull over, pull over, pull over.
No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing. I hope somebody gets that
Knock him back at some of Grandpa's cough syrup.
Yeah, there's definitely an issue there. Let's watch that again. You watch the momentum of the lead car as he goes to transition. And look at Licklider in the smoke in the chase position. So you can see throttle, throttle, throttle. And right there, you can see the car just completely stops advancing. And there's an engine issue there. I just heard someone say that the engine is not running. So looking at this, you can see that he was between the end of outside zone 1 and the beginning of outside zone 2. He's actually way before the decel zone number 2 there. So that's where he started to decel, and it's a physical issue with that engine. It's not running anymore. So definitely had an engine shutdown issue in right about there. And it was a very light tap that would not have caused all that fire and flame coming out the back there. So definitely an issue with that engine that he got from a junkyard and threw some bearings in the parking lot 24 hours ago is what he had told us. So definitely one of those situations where you're kind of stuck. If you end up with a blown engine and you need to replace it, the best you can do is find that junkyard motor. It's better to do that than nothing alone, nothing at all, right?
All right, well, Hansen's engine blew up, and yeah, you know, it was a great, valiant effort, but just not enough, and getting that thrashed on there. So unfortunately, Rudy Hansen will have to retire, and Lorette Nickel is with TLO.
Tiring right now.
Oh, yeah.
So this man right here had a bunch of challenges in New Jersey, and we get here and they continued to follow him, and he won his top 32 battle against Amanda Sorensen, but it wasn't without its challenges because you had no power steering.
Yeah, exact. So it's a real bummer because it's the same thing as last race. We had to deal with no power steering. Yesterday we missed all practice. We tried to change a subframe, steering rack, power steering pump. We did everything and it doesn't work. So right now I'm just trying to change my driving style to make sure I can drive without power steering and make it through the weekend.
Okay. Does that make you a little bit nervous getting here at the event and then changing your driving style?
I mean, I don't really have the choice, so it just go how it goes. And I'm really happy that I passed top 32. So right now we have less weight on the shoulders. So we're gonna focus on tomorrow and make sure that I can adapt my driving style for the track.
Thank you. Tommy, thank you so much. Jared?
Thank you so much. And yeah, kudos to TLO. And we could already see Licklider on the start line, and the kitty litter is out. So unfortunately, while we clean this up, you could see Kevin Wells is he is basically our technical director, and he is down on the racetrack. That's him just getting out of the car, and he always has a chest cam on to kind of catalog all things going on, just his interaction with drivers and staff, and it's kind of comical. So all the content, and he's just kind of the boots on the ground. So we've been capturing all this content over the years and making episodes of it. So it's called Kevin's Corner. So let's ride shotgun or on the chest of Kevin Wells. Here's Kevin's Corner while we clean up the track.
Off the thing, we'll see how bad it is once it's out of the way. We can bring it back. There we go. There we go. And they're a slightly different shape, so make them work.
Hey! Jump behind you, bud. See that? Yeah. TPS adapter broke. Alright, it's just
yeah. Yeah. Oh, and that's okay. It's not really there. It goes, there it goes. Okay. Alright, we're loose. Oh. Alright, it's gonna stay. Just busted the wheel. Yeah. You made it nice. You just hang it with dirt. 30 feet in the air. How's that look like? Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, pull the radiator up. Okay. How much time do you got? We're on the other side of the bracket. We're almost like the middle of the last one. See if we can just get the car next to it. It's a 10, that's bien la pesa. No, va a ser el carro, con la mano va a ser el carro. Give you a ratchet too. That's not going to do anything to cool the engine. All the mass is up there. We've got to run the car and get it over here. Go ahead. That reservoir cannot be outside of the frame rail. That's definitely why you guys broke that line anyways. It has to be within the frame rail. So do not let that run anyways. Yeah, that's totally against the rules. There we go.
So apparently in Orlando, we take the battle on when we get home and motocross.
I want to at least get close. How much? We have 3.5 minutes.
Piloted a vehicle that took Odimachi, to multiple podiums. So
yes, sir.
Tighten up or does it pull itself out?
If it keeps spinning, that means there's not enough threads in the outer knuckle. That's good. It's good. Leave it right there. You're not for one battle. Pull out of the rack?
Yeah. No, pulled out of the time on the end.
Same thing we just witnessed.
Same thing we just saw on the other car, yeah. That's the same exact thing that just happened in Madison.
Wow.
Because there's like not enough. Like those inner tire ends need to be like another inch longer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's ready to come right off.
There's some double layers in there, Ryan.
I need a blade. I need a razor blade or something. And I need I got a charging battery. I got a jump. I can hook it up. Try it!
And there's Kevin Wells giving it a thumbs up, says, let's go run them. Cleaned up the track, got the fluids soaked up, scrubbed her down, ready to send it. So we'll be able to see Licklider finish out the second half of that run. Rudy Hansen says he has retired. So Licklider will have his second run, which is a bye run, and we'll continue on. As soon as the officials are clear, we'll be clear to send. And Licklider will lay back and listen. And here we go. Lay back and listen to non-stop tuning. Toyota 86. Licklider will get the win. Here's his bye run. Alex Licklider gets the victory and advances on. 5 more battles left as Alex Jaeger will have that bye run, qualifying third, but we will not see him on track. Adam Kanapik from Southern California in the Donut S14. Eric Medsey from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
And the YouTube chat goes wild.
Yeah. Brazil blowing it up.
Oh, I bet the flags are flowing right now.
Brazil. They're lighting it up, Ryan. Ryan Sage manning the chat.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
To all my Brazilian people out there, Tamo junto. Glad you're joining us. Hope you're enjoying the show.
What did that mean? Translate for that.
Tamo junto means like we're all together in this. We are one. You know, all of my people down in Brazil.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's very noble of you.
I don't know a lot of words, but
very worldly of you.
I have little things I can say now and then.
Quotes and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medsey has, those must be the most baller wheels.
Yeah.
Gold.
They're nice. I like them. They
you think they're real gold, Jared?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say no.
No. Okay.
No. Just gonna snuff that right out. Just put that to bed. I mean, it does say mild to wild. I mean, he goes from white to blue, and then he's got the gold wheels. They might be emblazoned in Dogecoin gold. That's what it is. Adam Kanapik will lead. Eric Medsey giving chase. And again, that chase car can leave the start line before the lead car. Here goes Kanapik. Initiating in that first outside zone very deep, but just pulls out of it a little early now into that second outside zone. Medsey taking that shallow line. Oh, makes a kind of a lunge towards Kanapik. Now Kanapik fills all of that third outside zone, and Medsey takes a very shallow line. Medsey struggling getting out there, man.
Yep.
I think he's being too aggressive. Kind of needs to kick back, not like you said, almost like a Human Rahimi out front, just trying to go fast.
Yeah.
Feel the flow, get behind, tuck in.
Yeah, we talked about the mimic being important, and he did time the start really well, but but then he didn't get on the same line, and he sort of followed that inside line all the way around. You can see in the lead position as well, Knapik is not filling outside zone 1. Knapik does do a little bit better on outside zone number 2, but you can see right there, he kind of over-rotated, leaving the zone, and stalled up a little bit. Metzi was able to sort of adapt to what was going on ahead of him, but that could have been bad for Knapik in that situation because he was sort of decelling an area he's not supposed to, choked up a little bit in that one location.
All right, Metzi. Donut Media, we make clothes. In the dirt, Jason, his spotter for Knapik. All right, so right now, looks like Knapik, wondering what's going on here with Knapik talking to our starter. If he's got issues, then he would need to call an NGK competition timeout. That's a 5-minute allotment. You get one through the entirety of the weekend. Did they touch?
Let's watch this one more time. So looking at Knapik in the lead, he gets into the beginning of outside zone 1, but you can see Metzi way on the inside right there. And I think the touch may have been right there.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess we'll need to give an assessment of fault there so that we can decide who needs to call a competition timeout and who does not.
All right, let's advance. Come on, let's move on. Let's move on with it. All right. All right, so Metzi is at fault. If Knapik wanted to take a look at his car, he would be able to, and without being penalized, a competition timeout. So Metzi is at fault. So it's not an NGK competition timeout. If Metzi wanted to look at his car, he would have to use a competition timeout. So, but Knapik, okay. And Metzi goes, make sure he goes to the right over here, and Knapik. All right, cars are in the burnout box for our next battle. Knapik, he's going to take a look at his car. Looks again like they had contact going into outside zone 2. Next up, we move to Bogovic and Advani. So Bogovic and Advani. Bogovic with the Pedal Commander S chassis, and Advani with the Corvette. So Advani from Southern California, and there is the Pedal Commander supercharged LS, former competition car of Odi Bakshi's. And I know that Alex Jager is spotting for Bogovic. And if you haven't already picked up your Formula Drift gear, look at all those designs. Support your local pro drifter, drive sideways, tandem attack. Go to shopfd.com. If you can't make it here to an event, go to shopfd.com, and with every purchase, you'll get a complimentary sticker pack courtesy of Formula Drift. Which one do you like the best there, Montaigne?
The second from the left,
okay.
Formula Drift.
Classic script font.
Script, yeah.
Okay, like fun.
To the
single
point,
color,
basic, simple.
Boom. A peace sign.
To the point.
You're not a real peace kind of guy. I've never seen you throw peace. Yeah, it's usually only one finger that you throw.
Just to you.
Yeah, just to me. It's exclusive.
Exclusive.
I feel special. It's and you know, you're number one. Boom.
I do promote peace. I wish peace and love.
Yeah.
But something else to you.
Thanks, Paul McCartney. That's his thing. Peace and love.
Peace and love. So we have a Corvette against a
S chassis.
LS powered S chassis, n'est-ce pas?
Bogovic will lead. Advani will give chase. Bogovic qualified 10th. Advani qualifying 23rd.
Where's Advani from?
Advani lives in Southern California.
Southern California.
Actually, yeah, just down the freeway from me, actually. He's invited me over. Let's go. Bogovic out front. Advani in chase position. Early initiation for Advani. Bogovic in that first outside zone. Advani very aggressive, and Bogovic using all of the course. Advani taking that tiger line. Gets that third outside zone. Goes Bogovic into the final outside zone. His lady watching at home, cheering him on. And he completes it on. Well done by Bogovic. Advani with that early initiation. Might have ended up hurting him.
I want to see that initiation again from Bogovic. It looked like it was a roll to angle, not so much a snap. But let's watch it again and see what it was just a slower initiation. But you can see that he did get into outside zone 1 in the chase position. Advani did miss outside zone 1, just as he missed outside zone 2. He did gain proximity there, but he made a lot of compromises to get that proximity. You can see Bogovic did pretty well in outside zone 3, whereas Advani did not get out to outside zone 3 either. So this view here should give us a better view of the positioning of both cars. And Bogovic, his initiation was, like I said, just a little bit slow. It wasn't as bad as I originally thought, but look at the placement. Bogovic does get through outside zone 2. Advani does not. Bogovic gets into outside zone 3. Advani does not. Bogovic gets into outside zone 4. Again, Advani does not. So a lot of opportunities for Bogovic now in the chase position. He needs to stay close and mimic the line, angle, and style of everything that Advani's doing. Advani needs to get into those zones, just like Bogovic did right now. So if Advani wants to have a chance here, he needs to put down a really good lead run and hope that Bogovic can't mimic what he's doing.
Bogovic, we got a restart here. Looked like he jumped the light. That'll be a restart as Evan Bogovic, Jamona, does a little moonwalk, pulls it back around. Hee hee.
We got a giggle out of Brian on that one.
Yeah, that was at least I got one laugh.
Yeah, one giggle.
Got one giggle to rule the world.
I put that up on the chalkboard here.
Scoreboard,
line.
one.
Yeah, one for Jared.
That's $5. I'll happily Venmo you, Brian. Thank you. Bogovic chasing him down. Advani will lead. Strike 1. Hack 1. Nope, got a clear start. Let's see. Don't hit any cones. We'll see if Advani could Advani into the next round. Advani into that outside zone. Comes up just a bit short. And into the second outside zone. Bogovic seems like he's tempering his flame. He's holding back just a little bit here. Advani, goes in that third. You see a little correction there. Straightens out. Bogovic needs to apply a little pressure here, but to be honest, I think that's the fair approach. Not exactly the most aggressive, but seemed like there was a wall tap there from Advani. Fortunately, I don't think he will Advani into the next round.
There was a definite slowdown there before the transition at outside zone 4 from Advani, and I think Bogovic saw that it was wasn't quite settled, so he stayed back. But look at Advani not getting an outside zone 1, whereas Bogovic did. Not getting in an outside zone 2 either, which Bogovic did in his lead run. He did get in outside zone 3 though, but had a correction on angle right there. Bogovic is, so look at Advani right there, the wall tap, and Bogovic just kind of stayed back a little bit, but I think it's going to go Bogovic's way on this one.
Yeah, 100%.
There was the restart. Look at those lights flashing. If you missed that restart light, you are blind.
Who said that? Who said that?
So here we go. This will be the replay of the entire run. Just look at Advani's positioning, not getting the car into the zones. We really need to see those cars in the zones. If they want to be progressing throughout this competition, they need to put their car in the right place. And Advani, unfortunately, was just not doing that. He managed to keep the car at relative angle there, going, approaching outside zone 4 despite that wall hit. But I think it was too little, too late at the end of the run.
Taking a look from a different perspective here, just having some fun with our FPV shots, and Advani slapping the base big time. The base being replaced with that wall for Advani. And Bogovic will most likely get the victory, and let's make it official. Evan Bogovic gets the win and advances on. And he will go against either Knapik or Medsey. Medsey on the start line. Here comes Knapik. These guys head back towards the pit with Bogovic being the victor. So right now, Medsey will lead. If you can recall, there was that contact made. Medsey taking a shallower line contact. And we are clear to send the second run. Medsey from Brazil will lead. And Donut.
Don't they make clothes?
I think they make clothes. I'm going to go on a limb. If I'm not mistaken, I think they make clothes. Here we go, Medsey. Mile to wild. Let's see if he goes mild into that first outside zone, and he does. Nice job by Medsey. Oh, where's Knapik going? Stage right. Oh, boy. So that could be a huge blow to the system. As long as Medsey keeps it where the rubber meets the road, Medsey might get the victory. Oh, boy.
That was 3 off for
that's
Medsey.
3 off. Oh, boy. So lead versus lead, chase versus chase. We're defaulting to, and look at Knapik's got Smokey.
Yeah, that's a lot of smoke there, Jared.
All right, so looks like Knapik, he went right. Yeah, it looks like steam. Looks like the it's the pressure cooker. I think the rice is done.
So this is an interesting situation, Jared. Both drivers have been completed on this run independently from one another. So it wasn't that one driver affected the other driver. The chase driver completed first, and then the lead driver, not knowing what happened behind him, also incomplete. So this is right there. You can see Knapik going off the track and getting his car stopped with a lot of smoke or potentially steam. And then watch Medsey here as he transitions for outside zone number 4. 1, 2, 3 tires off of the track right there. So that'll be an incomplete for both drivers on that run of the battle. Now that means we have to look at run 1, and we're gonna have to get a replay on run 1 to see exactly what happened. You could see Knapik's hood was opening there as he was driving behind Medsey just before he spun off the track. But let's look at Medsey's 3 tires off right here. 1, 2, and 3. Almost 4 tires off, so that's a clear incomplete for Medsey. If you get the rewind right there, you can see all 3 tires are off clearly. So that's confirmed. Thank you, Kemp, for that. That is, you just made it as clear as possible there for us. So maybe if we're killing time right now, we can maybe get a replay on run 1. And that'll give us a bit of information as to what happened there on the first run of the battle. But we remember what happened. Medsey was inside on every outside zone. His line was fairly poor, and he made contact with Knapik at outside zone number 2, which is what caused Knapik to want to look at his car. And then we're looking here to at the trajectory, I'm supposing, as to where the car came from. This is really fun to watch, these guys.
Yeah. So I think it went that way.
I think it came from over there.
I said good day. I do declare he threw down oil on my track, and I do not like that. I do not like that at all, I said.
Look at them putting down all the kitty litter on the track right there, soaking up all the oil that seems to have spilled on the track, and we'll get a bit of a cleanup going here. It's going to be a while, is it? A lot of oil? Lots of oil, everyone.
All right. So we got the confectionery sugar out here on track.
Get yourself some popcorn and sit back.
Where's that snowmobile or the bobsled when you need it?
You're gonna need more of that bobsled.
Got a lot of snow out there on track. So here's the run from earlier. So this is Medsey in that chase position.
Right. So this is the run we have to revert to because both drivers have an incomplete on the second run. And looking at where Medsey's placing his car, you can see right there he gets ahead of Knapik, and he's I think this is the only zone that Medsey maybe put his tire in the chase position. And you can see right there, zone 4, it wasn't anywhere near outside zone 4 at all. Knappich definitely had a better run there. We have I think everybody has their votes in, I believe. So we'll see the results of that right now.
All right, Knappich or Med C, and that's the way I assumed it. So Knappich gets the victory. He'll advance on, but we'll see if he can advance on into tomorrow's event. So congratulations, Knappich, but now the real work begins. All right, well, we're cleaning this up on aisle 1. Throw it down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette.
Yeah, Jared, thank you so much. So Alex Licklider takes that top 32 win against Rudy Hansen, and you were a little disappointed that it didn't go to full battle, but that fireball was a pretty harrowing moment, and you actually thought that you were on fire.
Yeah, I was confused. I didn't know if it was my car or his, because we were so close. We actually made a little bit of contact, and my bumper kind of got a little messed up, and so did my headlight. But being that we were so close to each other, I was concerned if I was on fire. So as soon as we made the contact, I just had my hand on the fire suppression system, and I was like looking at the grid workers. I was like, am I on fire? Am I on fire? Because I need to know if I need to pull this or not. I didn't want to pull it if I didn't need to.
Yeah. Glad you didn't have to in the car. Maybe a little bit of damage, but nothing that's going to slow you down for tomorrow.
Just aesthetics, no problem. This car's running great all weekend. Team's good, vibes are good, energy's good. So we're ready for our top 16 battle tomorrow.
Love it. And you told me that you're also adjusting your driving style. So how is that working out here for you?
Yeah, it's great. It's really just, you know, keeping that competition mindset and controlling your emotions. You know, it's easy sometimes to get the adrenaline rolling and having an emotional high, or, you know, if the car's not doing what you want, you're not driving the way you want, having an emotional low. So just managing your emotions and being able to drive at your best in a competition moment.
Love it. Alex, thank you so much. Jared, Ryan?
Thank you so much, Lorette. All right, so as Adam Knappich took a little bit of a bow there, but like I said, now the work really begins for him and his team. See what went wrong, because like we said, this one's going to take a while. He did go right, but you can see all the kitty litter there. That's some absorption material that's going to suck up whatever liquids he decided to bless us with. Like the deserts missed the rain, the track missed the oil. Not really at all. So putting Kevin to work, in his shoes dirty. Kevin in Kevin's corner, Kevin's track. Look at this guy. Man, I haven't seen this man work so hard in I don't know how long. I'm joking. He's always working hard. All right, so Kevin spraying down, and the track crew. Thank you so much to our hardworking track crew and staff. I'm giving them some trash, but Kevin and I have many years of history over the years, and just having some fun with it. So thank you so much to our hardworking staff and crew. When we come back, again, a short commercial break. Remember, this is Formula Drift, the Link Engine Management Formula Drift ProSpec Championship. They're all running the GT Radial Spec tires, and they are all running the Link ECU, which is providing on-site remote technical support. 85% of the competitors have an engine swap, so the Link G4X ECU tuning capabilities can control the variety of engine power added, fuel combinations currently used in ProSpec, and again, it's a great driver aid. So Link ECU, the official engine management of the ProSpec Championship. When we come back, more head-to-head action for the Link Engine Management ProSpec Top 32.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. On the way.
those who don't settle when others do, who will give everything but won't give up, for those who believe in unlimited while others limit themselves, for those who are set free by performance and believe innovation can take you anywhere.
In Rockstar Energy Drink. There's Matt Wall, the twin turbo 350Z. Tanner Fast going through the paces. Solid line here. Great angle. Woo! Good initiation from Dot. Did you see that main flick entry? Just gangster right there.
Great job right there by Osmo, but look at Odie Bocci's diving right in on the attack.
Conditioning now. Ryan Turk really needs to show up. He went off course. Tightens it up to the front clip. As is Freddie. The Norwegian hammer gets sweated by the nose. And then he just keeps on going past. And Frederick Osmo fills all that outside zone. Michael, that's a right there. Looking in roll tide. Here we go. Final outside zone line. Pretty straightforward. Outside zone. Frederick Osmo right there. And now bring her on that final clip. Approaching, pulling the tire up.
So qualifying playing a role here in Long.
Formula Drift is brought to you by BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift. Go for gold. Royal Purple, the official engine oil of Formula Drift, the synthetic expert. Rockstar, the official energy drink of Formula Drift.
Hey, how's it going? So I wanted to talk to you guys briefly about the data collection that we do in Formula Drift. We use the AIM Solo 2 DL. And for our example here and why data is important, I wanted to show you some examples from Travis Reeder's car. It's running on a Link ECU. And I didn't really want to get too much into the drifting or any of the actual like engine tuning stuff, but just some basic cool stuff you can learn and verify, like basically your vehicle health. Here we have oil pressure of lateral acceleration. So if it's in a left-hand turn or right-hand turn, you can see if you have oiling issues based on how the oil pressure drops off. This is a pretty tight range here, so it looks like it's pretty good. Then the coloring is throttle. So once you're on throttle, it's red. So you can see once he's in throttle up here, it has good oil pressure. Here he's pulling 1G to the side, but this looks pretty healthy on this. So there's a whole bunch of ways to make profiles and do different things that are similar to this. So here's another one that's for fuel pressure. So this is a real tight range right here. This is 2.5 pounds that it's up and down. So he's within 2.5 pounds both directions on the G's. So on this you can tell that your fuel pumps aren't starving. You're not having any fuel pressure issues or anything like that. So it's just a real like quick check that you can just see looking at it to see if there's anything else going on. I mean, you can dump into a channel report and you can see the max RPM that he hit. So he hit 7,812 on here. So there's just real quick things you can see. His max speed on this track, which we're at here at Englishtown, that's why you can hear the cars running by in the background, was 66.5 on this lap. So basically it's just a real quick way that you can use data for other things besides mile per hour or just seeing your peak G load in the corner. You can relate it to other sensors, and all these sensors in particular plug in straight to the Link ECU, and then we're just pulling the CAN data off the Link ECU. How's it going? So I wanted to talk to you guys briefly about the data collection that we do in Formula Drift. We use the AIM Solo 2 DL.
Rockstar Energy Drink. There's Matt Wall in the twin turbo 350Z. Tanner Fast going through the paces. Solid line here. Great angle. Woo! Good initiation from Dye. Did you see that main flip entry? Just gangster right there.
Good job right there by Osmo, but look at Odie Bocchis diving right in on the attack.
Conditioning now. Ryan Turf really needs to show up. He went off course. Tightens up to the front flip, as is Freddie. The Norwegian hammer gets sweated by Denofa. And then he just keeps on going past. And Frederick Osmo fills all that outside zone. Michael, that's a right there. Looking in, roll tide. Here we go. Final outside zone line. Pretty straightforward. Outside zone. Frederick Osmo right there. And now bring around that final flip. Pulls the tire up.
So qualifying playing a role here in Long.
Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. I'm on the way.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
At O'Reilly Auto Parts, we know how important it is for your car to look sharp and run well. And we're here to make that as simple as possible. Get all the parts, accessories, and tools you'll need for your next project delivered right to your doorstep. Just place your order online and leave the rest to us. You'll have everything you need at your door with free shipping the very next day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Yeah, you want a cold one? Yeah.
So how you feeling, man? Ready to roll. That spotter from yesterday was like, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, we're doing something right.
So I want to make sure that you judges know that hopefully all the lead guys are doing what I believe is right, which is shut it down, go hard back.
Talk about great. You're wheelie. Practicing for you, Freddie. Woo! Not too much.
To make the change the whole car.
Oh yeah.
4 laps and like, hey guys, the car was amazing the first time. Can we go back?
Yeah. But they gotta be pumped about it, though, because like you're finding what works.
370 myself. Got a welded diff. I'm trying to make it a drift. There you go, man. Have any advice? Grab a set of coilovers next. Really?
On the train, yeah, I was full. That was the worst crash I probably ever had.
He hit, what's his face? Hit Matt in the left rear.
I watched the
Which
whole
then
thing.
did left rear, right rear, right
Yeah.
left, the whole thing.
Yeah. Over on new just for the total weight of the car fully loaded, and then I would like to measure it like that. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. We'll do all that at once. Thank you guys.
Hey. I just want to get in their head that I'm there. Yes. It's time. It's time. For real, it's time.
No, for real.
Yeah, I know. I got it. I know what I have to do.
And then go spend a couple days at home before flying back.
Nice.
Yeah. It's really good. This is definitely the great equalizer. Having that short stretch between corners, the fast cars and the big tire isn't getting away. This is rad. you got it. You got it. This is the way. I'm a Star Wars nerd. You got a big old check, buddy. Yeah, but you got it. How many hot dogs you got?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Formula Drift. So excited to be down here in the hot pits. Next to me, Matt Bystrak, who his battle is coming up. He's going against Dustin Miles. And for this track, this course is a little bit tricky for you. So what's key to dialing it in?
I feel like because it's such a short, quick track and like transitions like that it's really important for me to kind of not get flustered behind the wheel, as silly as that sounds. I think a lot of time in practice, I was overcomplicating things a little bit. Last year, I actually did kind of well here, at least comparative to the year. I ended up with an 82 qualifying run with the old setup, so I did pretty good here last year. I think this year, earlier in the practice and warm up today, I got a little flustered trying to, try new things, trying to impress the judges. So I think we're going to backtrack a little bit from that and, try to keep it together.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you can see behind, or right in front of Matt, is Andy Haitley. So let's go take a walk. Matt, I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm going to go talk to Andy Haitley. Andy Haitley, just standing here, chilling, looking. Are you looking at the stream, watching what's going on?
Figure out when we're going to head up.
Okay.
When I should be suited and all that, yeah.
Yeah, and how's everything feeling for you?
Doing great. We had some terrible luck in qualifying. I spun it during qualifying. It was actually the second time I've ever spun this car since I built it. And not sure what happened, if it was the track cooling off. We also had some different offset wheels in the back that were a little bit narrower, but maybe it was just me making a huge mistake. I don't know. But today's feeling great. Lead runs feel good. Chase runs feel good. So we're ready for battle, and it's going to be an awesome battle. We're battling Wadman over there, Brian, so that should be a fun one.
Yeah, so at this point, we're top 32 Friday night, and Ben Hobson is unable to compete. So are you thinking only about top 32, or are you a couple of steps forward?
I'm a couple steps forward. I mean, we want to be on the podium. That's ideal, that rush that I felt sitting when I got first place was something that I'm going to be fighting for the rest of my life now. I feel like that was amazing. So we're going to keep fighting and trying to get that top spot again. That's the goal. So just keep going, keep fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. And with, I hate talking about the championship at this point, but obviously it's going to be on your mind. You're 16 points behind the leader, so you just want to keep chipping into that lead.
Yeah, we just got to keep doing as good as we can. And, Thorne's on a run. He's doing great this year. So if he takes it, good job to him. But we're gonna try and take it back. That's for sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Andy. I appreciate your time. Guys?
Thank you. Some great insight there with some downtime. And you could see he's 16 points behind, talking about Andy Haitley to Robert Thorne. And with Ben Hobson being out and not being able to qualify, and I was talking about Hobson earlier, but unfortunately Hobson, his radiator, did not want to be part of the car. Just said exit stage left, not once but twice. So unfortunately, we're still cleaning up quite a bit of canopic fluid out there on the track. So you could see how much it was significant, from the start, initiate. So this is where it all went south. So watch Canapic in the chase position. Something happens right there. Bing-bo. You could see his hood popping up. That's not obviously the big deal, but the big deal is all the fluids, and just dumped the floodgates and got it all over the course. 3 more battles left. Canapic did win the battle because of Medsey going off course there. Well, not necessarily going off course there. Let's call that run a wash. It defaulted back to where Canapic led, and then Medsey gave the chase, and Canapic had a better lead run compared to Medsey's chase run. Here's our current bracket. You can see next up we got Misko and Trenton Kropf, and then we got Brian Wadman versus Andy Haitley, and then Dustin Miles versus Matthew Bystrak. The ones with the yellow boxes around them, they are advancing on. Brutsky, Whiteman, Chen, Olson, Thorne, TLO, Ricky Hoffman, Derek Madison, Ryan O'Connor, Alex Licklider, Adam Canapic, Evan Bogovich, and of course, Alex Jager, who had the bye run. So 3 more battles left. We had a good flow until somebody said we had a good flow during the halftime break, and then that's when everything kind of imploded. So appreciate whoever said that, and not only it happened once, but it happened twice. So you know what? This is just how it happens. It does happen. So Thank you so much. Let's take a look at some highlights from New Jersey. These are the finals brought to you by Throttle. Download the app today. Throttle. Join the conversation. THRODL. Throttle. Get the app.
Sharpen's here. Travis Reeder in the finals here in New Jersey. Now Sharpen's here. Mimic the angle, Matt Wheel. Now comes that Sharpen's here. Travis Reeder on the inside. Contact. Houston, we have a problem. We got a little bump there. Reeder out front. Transitions into that first outside zone. Reeder on the line. Rope Sharpen's here. Travis Reeder all the way out on the outside zone and bringing it on home. Reeder and Sharpen's here. Let's award our podium finishers here on track. Third place in the Pennzoil BC Racing Mustang RTR Spec 5D. Say howdy, get rowdy. Chelsea Denova. The first place overall winner here in New Jersey is Travis Reeder. Gets the win in the Link Engine Management. Travis Reeder Motorsports, GT Radial, BMW.
What is going on, friends? I am so pumped. We have an amazing new high-performance EcoBoost Mustang RTR Spec 2 that we just built for our friends at BC Racing Custom Coilovers. We've been working with BC now for over 5 years. They've been around the RTR cars and they had to have one. And so they sent us this EcoBoost high performance pack as a part of our new Built by RTR program where we're building customer cars here at the lab. We built this Spec 2 for them. It is a 100% Spec 2. The only difference is that we put BC's BR Series coilovers on it, and they option for the RTR leather interior. So they asked me if I would do a special break-in for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and badge this hot rod personally. And then
the GT Radial Top 32, we are going to take sight laps just due to the massive amount of kitty litter that we call just obviously slang for the powder that picks up the lubricants on track. All right, so again, these are sight laps, so that is, I believe, Misco. And then Trenton Croft. All right, coming up next, you got Misco and Croft. So Trenton Croft will have his run here in his JZX 90 from Portland, Oregon. So this is our next battle. 3 more battles left. We had some words there with Andy Heatley and Bystrack. So again, this is just a sight lap, just making sure everything's cool. And Croft will make his way to the start line. So a little bit of delay. Happy is a strong word, but yeah. Ryan, a little bit of quite a bit of delay there.
Yeah.
But it does happen. We've you know, that's what we're built for.
We need to have a conversation with whoever jinxed us earlier by saying, wow, this is going smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all good. It does happen, and that's all right. Here we go. We're back in the action. Misko, Kropf, sight laps completed. And ready to run. Misko leading, Kropf giving chase. Let's see what kind of start we get here as we reinitiate in more ways than one. Misko goes deep in that first outside zone. Great proximity there from Kropf. We got contact as he's shoving him. Comes to a halt. And Kropf pushes that bumper out of the way.
That was considerate of him.
Make sure, I think he wanted to stop and make sure everything's good. Hey, shout out to our track workers, man, our F&E staff down there. Those guys have been working hard for their paycheck this weekend.
Great job, Misko. We always tell them in the briefing, if there's ever a collision, contact, anything, just stop and we're going to come and check, and they did just that. That's perfect. So let's have a look at what occurred here. Misko initiates, and in the chase position there, you can see Kropf just getting on the inside. I don't think Misko slowed down. I'd like to see that again. I don't think there was any kind of decel in that area there.
It seemed like he was taking a proper line as well.
Yeah, so let's watch that again. Looking at Misko in the lead position, Kropf in the chase.
Yeah, just didn't allow him to transfer.
Yeah, he was way on the inside there and didn't give him the opportunity to transition. Didn't give him that space to do so. I bet Misko was surprised by, whoa, what is our car doing right there?
Yeah, right.
I'm supposed to be rotating my car into that space right now, but there seems to be a JZX90 there. Yes, so officially Trenton Kropf is at fault. Misko will be allowed to look at his car. If Kropf needs to look at his car, he needs to call a competition timeout to do so.
All right. Yep. All right, so Misko will be going back to the pits. He will be taking a look at his car. Let's get him warming up again. Hit that burnout box, baby. And Kropf will, looks like he's just posted up, but I think he's just getting educated on what's going down. But next up would be Wadman and Haitley. So Wadman warming up his tires. Local time 10:18 on that PM dial.
Central time.
Central time.
I don't know. Just trying to fill thing.
Yeah.
Fill the time with words right now.
8 a.m. Pacific. Ryan, what's your middle name?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's
you
like
know
that?
this. Come on. We've had this conversation multiple times.
Brian's smirking.
Everybody shut up. Where did that question come from?
I don't know. You said it, just filling words. Yeah. Not telling the world your middle name. I mean, we can look it up. We can look it up.
Look it up.
Yep, we got this.
Try to steal my wallet.
Mother's maiden name, blood type, go. Social Security, tell everybody.
Credit card number.
Yep.
Expiration date.
Your security code.
Are they going to get a sight lap as well, Pat? We're doing sight laps, yes. All right.
All right. Sight laps. You get a lap. You get a lap.
Everybody gets an extra lap.
Everybody gets a lap. Everybody
Throw
gets
some
an
laps
extra
out
lap.
there.
All right. Wadman, you just want to send him? Go ahead. Go ahead and send Wadman. Send him for a sight lap. There we go. All right. So Wadman taking his sight lap. Andy Haitley in the burnout box. We got cars everywhere. Cars scattered about.
So on the sight lap, they can't drift as much as they'd like. They just have to keep in mind they can't change tires for the battle itself. So they do have to do 2 runs of battle here. So you want to make sure you're not burning all your tires off, checking the grip level. Because of course they also did like a 2-minute burnout over there in the box. So you need to keep some rubber on those tires for the actual competition itself.
Yep. Andy Haitley pulls up to the start line. He will take his sight lap. Wadman will head back. Wadman heads back to the start. Andy leaves for his sight.
Seems like it's pretty grippy out there, Jared. I don't think there's any kind of concern with the surface, but it's always good to give the drivers the confidence that they need to put down the best run possible, whether lead or chase, right off the bat. So just gives them that feeling for the track and kind of confirms that the track is actually clean and grippy where it needs to be.
All right, the Haitley Performance BMW. So a lot on the line for Andy Haitley. 16 points behind the leader, and with second in points, Ben Hobson going out early. Dimitri Brutsky qualifying first. He has a bye run, so it's really going to come down to Utah. But some much needed points, and we'll see which way they go. So here we go. This battle of Wadman and Haitley. And if you can remember, Haitley barely just getting in. Remember, he got an incomplete on his first run, had to get and then had to get a qualifying run. Hopefully he's worked it out, feeling confident in his car. But Wadman, a great showing, qualifying 6th yesterday. But Haitley needs to apply the pressure. Wadman in that first outside zone. These guys have been chilling for quite some time too. You got to keep in mind, how does that play into the mental, head game, the game of inches, talking about the inches in between your ears. And Wadman now transitions into that final outside zone. That was an interesting snap. I thought he was going to rotate. Yeah. That's got to be difficult for Haitley to chase down. Now, talk about mind games. I don't think Wadman was intentionally doing that, but it was just a late flick.
Yeah, I like to see the decel that he did going into outside zone number 2. Hopefully we do have right now, as you can see, the drone up there. So hopefully we get the drone footage for that area. Oh, beautiful. There's the drone footage at the first look. So let's see how Wadman does on the initiation. He's got a tire in the box, but leaves it, and you can see in the chase position there. Yeah, see right there, Wadman in the lead has a kind of an awkward transition. He slows down before the transition, and that's the type of thing that can make it very difficult to chase. And then he does a really big transition there as well, going to outside zone number 4. And you can see that in the chase position. Haitley just keeps enough distance there to be able to be safe, rotates the car, gets back on throttle, and stays with Wadman around outside zone 4.
Side skirt falling off of Wadman's vehicle. We'll get that taken off. That's definitely going to, I mean, he's in the chase position. It's not a huge deal, but a lot of work cut out for both Wadman and Haitley. Let's see who comes out on top, who's advancing on. Wadman and Haitley's second half of this battle. Haitley leading, Wadman giving chase. Keep it clean, keep it tidy. This is where you can really lock it in. If you're Andrew Haitley, you need to throw down just a really solid, let's call it a qualifying run. Filling all those outside zones. Do it with cleanliness, do it with tidiness. And he did get out to that second outside zone just barely, but now filling that third outside zone, that's going to build confidence, going to that final outside zone, hitting that hump, and then really right line. That's what he needed to do. It's not wonky, it's not hiccupy. I think overall that's a pretty good showing there by Haitley. Again, lead versus lead, chase versus chase. I think Andy did a really good job there out front. He needed exactly what he needed to do.
Exactly. He did exactly what he needed to do. Looking at his initiation, nice flick there. In the chase, you can see Wadman just a little bit behind, a little bit offline, slightly. And then right here, you can see that Haitley did a great job in outside zone 2 early on, left it slightly early, but Wadman was inside the whole time. Right there, Haitley fills outside zone 3 really well. Haitley, nice transition right on that outside line. Wadman was a little bit off the pace in the chase there. And let's watch this from the FPV drone. Look at Andy Haitley's line compared to Wadman. So Wadman didn't get into the zone at all. Haitley was in it. Right here again, transition. Haitley, great job at the beginning of outside zone 2. Leaves it a little bit early, but Wadman was nowhere near it at all. Right there, Wadman not really getting to outside zone 2 while Haitley fills it in the lead. And again, Haitley right on that line all the way around outside zone 4. So lead to lead, I think Haitley's got it down without a doubt. Chase to chase, have to look at some of the benefits, some of the ups and downs there between them, but I think Haitley had a better chase as well.
All right, going to the judges, sliding left for Wadman, or right for Andy Haitley. Haitley gets the victory, and a little bit of pressure relieved from the steam cooker, but still a lot of battles left in order to just make his presence felt and gain some ground. So 1.5 battles left if we don't see any one more times. This is Dustin Miles on the line and Matthew Bystrack taking his side skirt home with him there, putting it there.
That was a big upset, Jared. Andy Haitley qualified 27th. Brian Wadman qualified 6th.
Yeah, but just like I said, you had a bad first run and then kind of
cleaning up on the second.
Delivered exactly what he needed to do on the second run. Now, Bystrack had a decent New Jersey. You know, came up, did some things. So looking forward to seeing how he's going to execute. Dustin Miles there on the left going against Matthew Bystrack. And Bystrack having some words with Lorette Nickel. And Bystrack knows that course in New Jersey. We'll see how he does.
Shout out to our good friend Robbie Nishida, who's watching from home in Japan right now. He said he really likes the new layout. Wish you were here, Robbie. Missed you last round, but hopefully
if he was here, you wouldn't be here, though.
Well, he could be here.
You can't be. I've never seen you guys in the same room.
Are you the same person?
Are you saying you're Batman?
He could be here. He's allowed to go anywhere.
He can go where. I mean, can he?
Go anywhere he wants.
I don't know. He's got to ask his wife first.
She'd let him come to see us, I think.
I'm kidding. All right, this is a sight lap. This should be the remaining sight laps because, again, we only have ideally 1.5 runs to decide who is in the top 16 for tomorrow's top 16 festivities. Top 32 Pro tomorrow. Again, top 16 Link Engine Management. PROSPEC tomorrow as well, as we'll put a little nightcap on a late night here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Jared Dienda, Ryan Lontaine, our judges Chris Ewell and Brian Egger. Thank you to our hardworking Formula Drift staff and our Worldwide Technology Raceway staff. Throwing some fluids out on the track. Thank you to Pat for getting it done and running some race control up here. Matt Sopa, the whole gang. And of course, thank you to our president, Ryan Sage, for all the anecdotes and just really throwing down a lot of vibes and energy and just crushing some vitamins. Really appreciate all the vitamin intake that Sage delivers.
And output, for that matter.
Creating all the higher frequencies, lower bass, throwing some bass out there. And some higher tiered vibes. Dustin Miles, Matthew Bystrack. Here we go. Send it, boys. What do we got? Miles comes to the start chicane. Great shot there. Coming to that first outside zone. What do you got for us, Miles? Looks like he barely just dips his toe in. Bystrack going a lot deeper, but he needs to utilize that lead car as a moving clip from point. Miles gets out there in that second outside zone. Can he feel the flow into the second and then going into, third and then going into the fourth? Bystrack taking a weird line and then spinning out. Was he choked up? We'll have to take a look at that again. Was he choked up by Miles, or did he just take a awkward line?
So we see the drone in the air. Gives me good hope that we have a replay of that run with the drone.
Perspective is everything. In life and in drift. There we go.
So here it is. Our first view will be. See, there was a little bobble there from Miles at initiation, just in outside zone 1. But he does a great job in outside zone 2. Look at his line there, tires in the box all the way around. Now, right here is what we want to focus on. Miles in the lead position. What happened?
Whoa, Bystrack attacked.
Yeah, he attacked and just over-rotated when he was trying to avoid contact with him, trying to stay out of the way. So I think Miles was totally clean in the lead position there. Bystrack did that to himself, unfortunately, for him. And they're going to switch up positions now. And Bystrack in the lead is going to have to do something incredible and hope for a mistake from Miles in the chase. So looking at the run once again here, look at Miles' line. He's tires in the box. He left zone 2 a little bit early, gets into zone 3 nicely. Bystrack's on a tighter line there, and you can see he's very close to the wall with the front right of his car coming by that action cam, and it caused him to have nowhere really to rotate the car to transition with that wall so close. He did get the car rotated, but unfortunately over-rotated.
Here's the second run of what was to be the final battle. But we will be back to see Misko and Croft after that contact. Misko will have the advantage, but just inspecting his car, making sure it's all good. And here we go. Now Bystrack with that rotation and spinning out, that will be a deficit. If Miles takes a more tempered approach, he could get the victory here. So don't go ahead and grenade your own program as Bystrack. He's doing exactly what he needs to do, but he really needs Miles to make a mistake in order to get the victory here, and it's just not going to happen. So Miles of Style gets the victory unofficially, but as you can see, the assessment after the quick knee-jerk reaction, Bystrack spinning out. Dustin Miles will be getting the victory, but we'll take a look at it again just for a different perspective. Got the gopher cam.
On initiation, Bystrack does a good job here. He fills outside zone 1 pretty well. Miles is right there behind him, but look at Bystrack's line He misses outside zone 2 completely. Miles is right there with him, though, using him as a moving clipping point, just as he should. And on transition right here, you can see Miles a little bit inside on the line there. Bystrack does do a better job of outside zone number 4, but I think that it's much too little, much too late for Bystrack, unfortunately.
Slide him left for Miles, right for Bystrack, and there you go. Miles of Style gets the win. Dustin Miles, then Matthew Bystrack gets knocked out. And we should be seeing, and I'm seeing, I believe, Misko off in the distance in that Pedal Commander burnout box. Let's go back and recall, if you can, moments ago, just of yesteryear, just a long time ago, about 10 minutes ago, we saw Misko and Croft go against each other, and the Lord of the Rings, but no rings, but panels, wheels. We saw some contact there. So Croft was at fault. Misko came to a halt just to make sure, like, hey, no oil's coming out, right? We're all good. Yep. All right, you get to inspect your car, minus some bumpers. Here we are. We're back at it. So with that contact, Misko definitely has an advantage. Croft was at fault in that chase position, getting aggressive, turning the little Mr. Plow. No snow there. There was snow on the track earlier, but that was kitty litter. Clean up all the canopic fluids. And again, speaking of canopic, we'll see if he will get his car together and be back at it. And here we go with the second half of this battle. We'll see who comes out on top. Again, Misko with the advantage. Croft will lead, though. All right, oh, we got to restart here.
We got a cone hit from Croft.
All right, Croft, where are you going, bro? Just turn it around. All right. Guys going out for a nice little Friday cruise. Okay. Oh boy, Croft. Why? Why? Because we like him.
Why?
Okay, Croft. 8 days later. Croft just casually just pulling up.
Not in a hurry tonight, Jared.
Oh man,
just doing his thing.
Just chilling, dude. I don't know. We're good.
It's all good, bro.
All right, here we go. Trenton Croft, let's see what you got. No, a cone was hit in the making of that second run here. Croft now leaving the start line. Let's get a clean start, and we do. We're good. All right, here we go. Croft initiates in that first outside zone. Misko does not get out to it, and now transitioning into the second outside zone. And see how they flow into the third. You can see good proximity from Misko. You see him kind of surging, but is that looked like a bumper kind of shredding off? Something came off there, but Misko not phased. Now keep in mind, it wasn't the prettiest chase job there by Misko, but with that contact that it came to an abrupt stop, excuse me, on that first run. So that is the completion of 2 runs. We, I believe we should have a victor, just given the first run.
Yeah, so let's look at this replay. Decent initiation from Croft. You can see that in the chase position there, Misko is not really following the line. And then right there, Croft not getting into outside zone 2. Misko very close, and then gets a bumper thrown at him through outside zone number 3. Coming to outside zone number 4, Croft is not in it early on, just gets a tire over the line in the latter half of outside zone number 4, but Misko definitely not there, you know, in the way that we'd like to see. The line is not ideal, and there was an angle issue there right around outside zone number 3 as well. So we're going to try to get a different view of this replay here so we can get just a different perspective on what happened.
All right, taking a view of the above.
definitely looking at some different cars here, Jared.
Yeah, that was the previous battle. So we got to go all the way back to the Croft-Misco battle, which was a few ago, because that was most recent of Miles and Bystrack. All right, and here we go. So, no, this is a
good start. We want to see this run, but we'd like to see it from the drone entirely, because this specific view doesn't give us especially right about here. It gets really tight. It's hard to see what's going on with that chase car. So there we go. Can we see the whole run with this one? No, we cannot. Yeah, just trying to get the proper view. Okay.
All right,
standing by, everyone.
As the FPV shot and goes into that outside zone.
In this situation, of course, we want to get the right view so we can make the proper call. Don't want to just kind of jump in there and make an assumption about what happened. Just hoping to get the full drone shot replay so that we can
make the proper
precisely,
assessment.
yeah, see what happened. So we're getting promises potentially.
Let's see. I promise, I think.
There we go. So there's the initiation. You see Misco quite a bit offline there in the chase position. Koff in that area over-rotates and slows down. That's what I was really hoping to see in that area. And the other thing I wanted to see was right here, Misco in the chase position. Does a couple of little bobbles, but manages to keep the car at angle. And then right there, you can see that Koff does an okay job through the last section.
Outside
but
zone 4.
The big issue is the setup for outside zone number 2. With that correction that was made there, that can really cause the chase driver to not really have a good opportunity.
All right, so we waiting for the outcome here of Croft and Misco. The judges analyzing. Now, Misco did have some mistakes in that chase position, and Croft going into the side of Misco. And this is it. Here we go. So Misco out front and Croft in the chase position. Misco initiates. See him going for it. Was there slowing down of Misco or Croft? All right. Taking a look at here again.
From the overhead view, it doesn't look like there's a slowdown. It looks like they're on throttle. It looks like everything's fine. And Croft just gets into the side of him there. I don't see the decel personally.
It seemed that he was just he was in the pocket, and even if they were slowing down, Misco can't transition. Yeah. That's just the conundrum right here. Even if he slowed down a little bit, Croft shouldn't be in that position anyways. That's kind of like, oh, no, I'll be right here. So,
yeah, in this situation, you can see Croft is not even,
he can't even transition. Look how deep he is. Yeah. So if Croft transitions like a while ago, he's going potentially even into the grass beyond the rumble strip.
Yeah, from this situation, it just looks like Croft got into Misco's area, got into the side of him, did not give him space there. We were talking about this in the pro briefing earlier today. The drivers were saying, is it okay to maintain pace through outside zone 1 to outside zone 2 without actually accelerating through that area? And we said,
right.
Yes, it's okay as long as you're not decelerating. You want to be maintaining pace at a minimum and preferably actually accelerating through there.
All right, well, thank you for all the insight. Misco versus Croft, and Misco gets the victory. Misco advances on into the top 16 after quite a tumultuous, we saw fluids, we saw battles, we saw carbon fiber, we saw fiberglass all over the course, and now we have our top 16 in our PROSPEC, and here's how it stacks up. Dmitry Brutsky, Whiteman, Chen, Olsen, Thorne, Lemaire, Hoppin, Madison, O'Connor, Licklider, Knappich, Bogovic, Jaeger, Misco, Haley, and Miles. Those are your top 16 drivers for your Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Remember, we have an action-packed day tomorrow. We have Pro and PROSPEC that's going down. Pro will be top 32 and PROSPEC will be 16. A lot on the line for our PROSPEC championship. We talk about Andy Haitley. Be sure to tune in tomorrow Eastern time, 12:15 Eastern time. PROSPEC top 16 and top 32, and then our Pro top 16. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you online, or we'll see you another time. On behalf of the whole Formula Drift staff, Ryan Lontaine, I'm Jared Deenda, and we will see you tomorrow. Send it, Formula Drift Nation from Worldwide Technology Raceway here in the Midwest.